What's up, YouTube? It's Chris. I've got 26. I'm going to show you that it's unloaded. Okay, let's take the magazine out, show you that this gun is completely unloaded. There is no one behind the camera. I'm going to point this gun at the camera. I want to make sure you know that there's nobody over there. So I want to talk about the three types of malfunctions. And this happened to me the other day on the range, and I caught it on camera, and I'm going to put it in this video. But basically, I want to give you three types of malfunctions with a semi-auto and with a revolver, and what are the dangers. So the first one is a misfire. Click, no bang. Nothing happens. If you've ever shot anything with 22 long rifle, you shoot enough 22s, you'll have a misfire. Click, no bang. Okay? They're not dangerous. You clear the chamber. Typically, there's a big dent in the primer. Typically, a bad primer. In 22 long rifles, typically you go caught an air gap. There's a spot with no priming compound. So those are not dangerous. Clear it, keep shooting. Then you have a hangfire. Hangfires are exceedingly rare, but every now and then you'll have one. I have had one. A hangfire is click, 1, 2, bang. Okay, it is a delayed ignition. Now, with a semi-auto, if you pull the trigger, keep it pointed down range and wait, and you have a hangfire, no harm, no foul. The danger with a hangfire in a semi-auto is, what do most people do? Click, oh, it's a misfire. And they eject that shell, and then that shell goes off outside of the confines of the chamber. That is a small bomb. And I don't know if you guys know this, but if you set off a round outside of the confines of a chamber, the bullet is much heavier than the casing, and so actually the casing will go flying. Not as dangerous as you would think, but not something I want to be around. So if you have a gun, go click. Give it some time. The NRA says 30 seconds. Some ranges have different policies. But for me, at least mentally, I'm going to kind of count to 10. That's going to keep you from having that round eject before it goes off if it's a hangfire. Now, the really, really dangerous one is a squib load, and that's what I had on the range the other day. And that's going to be a primer that doesn't produce sufficient spark to ignite the gunpowder, or a lack of gunpowder, or contaminated gunpowder. And anyway, what's going to happen with a squib load is you develop less than normal pressure. Sometimes a squib load will exit the barrel, sometimes they won't. And so here goes. You pull the trigger, and you get a pop, a hiss. You get a weird sound. It doesn't go bang. On a semi-auto, it's not going to cycle the action. You pull it back, and you're going to get an empty case come out. Check and make sure there's nothing in your barrel, because if there is a bullet lodged in the barrel and you load another round, what's going to happen when that second round hits that first round stuck in your bore? You're going to have a pile of junk left in your hand, and you might be missing a few of these. Okay, so that's a semi-auto. Revolver. Completely unloaded. You can see through the cylinders here. Completely unloaded. Okay, through the chambers in the cylinder. What's a misfire going to be? Click. No bang. Not really that dangerous. Okay. A hangfire on a revolver can be very dangerous, because here's what happens. Someone goes click, and they immediately think it's a misfire, and what do? They pull the trigger again. Now, here's the problem. When I point this downrange and I had a misfire in this chamber, when I pull the trigger, now it's rotated over here. And if you look carefully at this gun, you're going to see that there's actually some stuff in the way. So if that round decides to go off after I've pulled the trigger again, it's actually going to hit part of the barrel, and it is going to rapidly disassemble my firearm. So hangfires can be exceptionally dangerous in revolvers. What can we do to prevent that? When you pull the trigger and it goes click, wait. And then that way, if it does go off, a delayed ignition, it is lined up with the barrel. And then, of course, the last one is a squib load, and very similar to a semi-auto. If you pull the trigger, click, and it pushes a bullet part way down the bore, what happens when I click again? Second bullet hits the first bullet, very rapid disassembly. So Be careful out there, guys. So here is the footage of me shooting actually my Glock 26, and I had a squib load with a hand load. And I'm going to show you, I keep zip ties handy on the range, and I'll show you in the video how I check. If there's any weird noises, if there's a click, if there's a pop, if there's a hiss, anything goes wrong at the range, always run a zip tie down the barrel. One. Oh, that was a squib. That was fun. Did you hear it go pop? All right. We're going to unload this thing. And I'm going to show you guys. Here's the scary part. An empty brass just rolled out of the gun. Let me find it. I think it fell. There it is. So this empty brass just fell out of the gun. But I guarantee you this barrel is not clear. Check it out. Zip tie. Try to run it. You're hitting a projectile. Okay, that's what a squib sounds like, y'all. Be careful. And then I did not catch me clearing the squib load on camera. I apologize. I turned the camera off and I thought I kept it running. But I simply take a range rod from the muzzle end and tap the bullet out. And then resume firing. Hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching.